Everybody, welcome back to Benton. I'm Yumble, and today is a special day. We're actually going to be dabbling in some Industries DLC in just a moment. So we'll be building an industrial area in this northwestern corner. But first I wanted to recap what we have so far. So this is Benton, as it stands. My goal is to extend it all the way to the bottom of this highway loop. So I'm just going to be making connections on the highway the whole way around and connecting the city. There's almost no transit at this point, so it's all auto traffic, which we will resolve later. But at the beginning, we started with this area here. The map is Yumble Woods, linked in the description. It's a modified version of Black Woods. This was the first area. This was the second area, loosely. This was the next area, or this, and this. So here is the entire city as it stands. Today, we're going to go over here, and I'm actually going to start by building an interchange here. Actually, you know what? Let's check it out. Let's just jump right into it. I'm going to use let's pause the game because we're about to destroy highway traffic over here. I'm going to use a pre-built partial cloverleaf with roundabouts, actually, and we'll see how well that works out. Here's our sixth, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, our sixth tile being unlocked. So I suppose the whole map will be, I imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably going to use the entire 25 center tiles. So fortunately I have that mod installed where it's called 25 tiles, aka Big City. So that'll come in handy later. But we're going to end up installing this interchange midway between this system interchange and this service interchange. So a lot of people seem to not, many of you do know the difference, but a lot of you also in the comments do not know the difference. So a system interchange is often for connecting one highway to another highway. That's what a system interchange is. Oh goodness, they're doing some work next door, so I'm going to be working through some sound, so please ignore. If you can hear that sound, it might be a jackhammer. That's not in-game, that's actually in my life right now. Versus a service interchange, which is for getting cars on and off the highway. Amazing. System interchange, service interchange. I actually may take a moment and replace this with a better weaveless cloverleaf, which actually looks way better in general. I think this would work a lot better, but also like be a lot better, because this one kind of looks pretty bad. I didn't build that. That came with the map. But for today, let's just do the service interchange for getting vehicles on and off the highway. So I'm actually going to delete a few segments of the highway. And install this guy. I want it to meet up approximately with this point down here, give or take. So maybe something like this. And I was thinking that maybe this area is farmland. Maybe there's something special about the soil content right on the edge of the water, as this is a river, so it should be fresh water. Let's see. Right about there. Okay, let's check our results. I'm going to remove some of these trees. I'm going to remove all of these trees. Oh, I'm going to remove everything. Nope, just the trees. Thank you. And just to see how that connection ends up looking, we're going to replace this with the four-lane avenue with trees, no parking. Ah, okay. I will go through and adjust the heights in a little while, but right now that's non-essential. Right now I'm just trying to make it all work. That'll be fine. So actually, let's work it out so that perhaps this road comes around and connects down here, and then this road connects to it. Or maybe there's a three-way intersection about here. But first, let's get these highways connected up. Let's see. For this, I'm actually going to use Network Multi-Tool, because that'll give us access to the Curved Road tool. And we can just automatically make this curve happen. Beautiful. Very easy. I tried to do it without the mod a second ago, and the road guidelines weren't showing up. but that looks very smooth. And we'll do the same on the other side. Nice. I do have a tutorial about network multi-tool, but right now I'm just using the curved road tool that it comes with, which essentially automatically fills in the curve of 2 segments, between 2 segments. That's great. I might have done that one backwards, but other than that, flawless execution. I am going to also take a second, and I'm going to make it so these are disallowed from changing lanes. I've found that if you're too close to an intersection, or excuse me, if you're too close to a merge or a split, and you have a short segment there, it tends to cause kind of some nasty results. Speaking of nasty results, geez, I picked the lumpiest plot of land on the planet apparently. So now let's go through and build this road around. We're going to use the same kind of high density situation here. We are going to lose a bit of water. So I'm going to force this to be grounded. And this is just going to go along the edge of the water. Right there. I'll adjust that height again in a second. Or actually here, let's approximate where the Earth is. So let's just move this down. Using Move It, I'm just going to hit page down a few times and make it look as if it were built on land that's the same height as next to it. That's fine. Then we can slope these, and let's continue. Let's get there. Freeform road tool. Ooh, I take it back. Let's go back a segment. Now we'll freeform road tool. Cannot build on water? Yeah, right. Anarchy. And we're going to build flat here. So like I said, we're going to lose a bit of water, but I think it will be okay. That is exactly what we need. Yep. So we're right along the water's edge, the new water's edge that we've just created. I'll flatten the terrain in just a moment. Or better yet, here, let's lift this up. I at least want this whole thing to be the same height as this node back here. I don't want to sink it too much. All right, and moving on. So straight ahead. I wonder if this is about the point. I wonder if this is the point where they connect. I'll go with that for now. And then this will continue down. And there's clearly going to be some sort of three-way intersection here in a moment. I would really prefer that this connect more directly with all of this. I'll have to think on it for just a second. I was able to fix the slope on this a little bit so it doesn't look quite so wacky. It may need adjustment later, but it's fine for now. And I figured we would connect this more directly since this is going to be the more major intersection of the two. This one just kind of makes sense. I feel like I'd be leaving this community hanging if they didn't have access to this interchange, if they're leaving town this way. So let's finish that road which we started. Freeform road tool, snapping on. Let's try it again, see if it goes a little better. As much as I want to follow the coastline here, I'm going to forego that in favor of essentially making a connection here for our farm community that's going to happen over here. I don't know if it's a community so much as a farm industrial area. There's definitely going to be farming. That much I know for sure. That looks really good. Let's actually unpause the game now and see how many cars take this exit unnecessarily. No, let's see how this affects traffic actually. I'm thinking that a bunch of cars that would normally use this interchange and by that thread also this intersection, I think that that'll be hit much less hard. I think that this will actually solve a lot of little bits of traffic. Plus, we're actually going to be removing all this industrial zoning. All this here was kind of my starting area industry. That can all be houses now. We can get rid of that and or at least commercial. There we go. So we've already got a bunch of traffic using this. Bunch of industrial traffic. This area is not going to exist anymore in a minute. But let's zone in, at least in its current form, as an industrial area. It's going to go away. But let's investigate a farming situation. So paint industry area. And suppose, at the very least, that this area will be industrial. At bare minimum, it'll be here. So let's just kind of loosely paint this in. I'll clean up this. Oh, geez. I'll clean it up later. I promise. But for now, it's going to be all over the place. Feel free to name... Oh, the Hickory region. That's probably not what it's going to be called. Feel free to comment whatever you want this place to be called. I do want it to be a farm. I would love for it to be a farming industrial area. So start with that and then work backwards. What would our farm be called? Benton Farms. Hillshire Farms. I truly don't know. And in general, I don't do a lot with the Industries DLC. And I don't know that much about farms, but we're just having fun. So maybe there's a paved road, but a smaller paved road that comes off in this direction. I love the usage this is getting, by the way, without even having done anything other than building it. A lot of the traffic is choosing to exit through this direction and enter. So all good things. Okay, what did I say? Smaller road, 2-lane road. Let's do the 2-lane, no parking. Do I have a 2-lane bidirectional no parking option is the question. Oh, with the median. I kind of like that. 2-lane avenue with trees. Let's do that. I'm going to put the game on 1 speed because the 3 speed is kind of freaking me out. And this will at least get us to our farming area. So maybe let's go up. And by farming, I mean like the main building. I'm going to go up 15 units. And same on this side. So we'll have access, entrances and exits on both of these sides here. And the rest of it is probably going to be dirt roads, I assume. So I'll probably go with the... Where's the dirt road? Oh, there's probably a rural section. Yes. Here, let's expand this menu. Rural, 2-lane gravel road. So let's see how big the farm building is. The farm main building. Oh, wow, it's tiny. Okay. Little farmhouse. I suppose we could even use the space along here. Or here, actually, let's not... Why limit ourselves? Let's not stop there. But let's have a paved road that goes right into the situation here. So going back in, we'll have a paved road that perhaps curves. Let's make this a little... Let's make it match the highway. Or maybe the highway was built after this even, so they had to match the highway to this. The Hickory region. Hickory region. Name pending. Say goodbye to the rock. That rock does not get to survive this, unfortunately. Cool. And then this side... Maybe those connect, and then they must also connect down here, I suppose, for access reasons. Like, there's no reason to leave this out, I suppose. Vehicles may want to come into the Hickory Farm. Hillshire Farm. They may want to come in from this direction, and I'm not going to deny them that. Typically, if you deny a connection, it'll cause backups elsewhere. Or there's at least a chance it'll cause backups elsewhere. There's a bunch of props in here. I'm going to remove all these down trees and rocks and things like that. Okay. So our farm main building. Maybe there's a little area here. I've got a different idea. Let's take the dirt road. And whatever the midway point of this is, 84... Cool. cool. Just about there. Maybe we go a few units up, and maybe this is where the farm happens. The main building happens. So we can have the... We can have the farm... Okay, let's just... Talk is cheap. Let's just do it. The farm main building. Get that in there. Good enough. And we can expand this with like workers' barracks and stuff like that, you know, within range of the main building. And let's see what farm materials... Oh no, water and power. The bane of my existence. Shield your eyes. Everyone, cover your eyes. You're not going to like what happens next. So many of you are so well trained on being adamant about where the water pipes go. And I am so completely indifferent to the water pipes. I absolutely... I feel that water pipes are often built under roads automatically, and I wouldn't mind if the game just charged me a little extra and said, yeah, sure, there's water pipes under your roads. Because what the game becomes is tracing the road you already built with water pipes if you do it that way. And that's not a game I'm interested in playing, personally. The game where you essentially build every single road you've already built twice. That sounds like a chore. And it also sounds pedantic to even worry about it. to even bother retracing what you've already built. Look at those highly functional pipes. Hickory agriculture area. Okay, sure. I'm going to pause it because I'm not going to have a solution for power just yet. But let's see what other buildings we have. The small crop field, small fruit field, small animal pasture, okay. And the grain silo. So maybe there's, well, fruit fields. How big are these? Oh, okay. Okay. Little fruit field along the water. I feel that. Let's do that. Let's get a couple of these in. So anarchy is clearly on right now because I'm building over top of this road. So what we're actually going to do is move this one unit back. Hindsight is 20/20. I'm going to move it a unit to the left and a unit back. And then we'll redraw this. It just needs to be 1 unit longer. So 11 units away from this. And I'm just going to go to the edges of our current fruit fields. It'll make for a nice drive along the shore. Maybe this deserves to be a park later, too. And I don't really like the oranges. What do we have here? Apples. Pears. Oh, geez. The greenhouse. The greenhouse is not what I have in mind. Pears look good. Pears. It's a pear field. I don't really know where pears are native. I just know that that looks a little bit better than the oranges to me. The oranges seem improbable, and the trees look kind of weird. Cool, so that's good. Now, how do industries work? They need... there are 3 types of buildings, right? There's the extractor buildings. So this is an extractor building. These are all where the crops are grown. That's where the yield occurs. And then there's processor buildings. Ah. So the meat option is there. And then there's storage, of course. Net structures. Oh, the fence. Okay. Well, at any rate, let's see what the rest of the farm might end up looking like. I gave us a huge area too, by the way, so I can't wait until we've unlocked maybe some more substantial things. Or maybe this little spot here is good for maybe we keep this little area for this type of stuff, and we'll just do the small fields surrounding, and then we'll radiate out and have larger fields more on this major road so that the trucks have really great access to it. So with that in mind, grain silo. I'm truly flying by the seat of my pants here. I really don't know what's going to happen. Let's just do that. I may even line this whole thing with fruit fields. Let's do that. Let's surround this whole, not necessarily the whole entire thing, but much of it with fruit fields. I'll have to swap them to pear in a moment, too. Are there other buildings? I know that there are, like, workers that live in this place. If you know what I mean. There's workers' barracks and things like that. So I'd like to keep the workers' barracks near the main building. Which means I don't want to pollute it too much. And this one has some noise pollution going on. Animal pasture. Let's just do it. Decisions must be made. Things must happen. Yep, that's fine. And we are keeping... I like the cows. I like the cows. Though I don't feel like switching all these. So let's just leave it as sheep. We'll keep sheep near the thing. Love good sheep. Alright. And... we're missing... what does this say? Not enough natural resources. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Natural resources. Let me go solve the natural resources real quick. Fertile field. Incoming. Okay, so in my defense, there is a certain amount of farm up here. I'll be honest with you. I'm not interested in extracting oil. I'm not interested in forestry in this area. Nor am I interested in any intent that the map maker had with this. I would like to... let's see if we can't... I suppose just paint in the farm. Ah, lock forestry is turned on. Oh, no, lock forestry is off. So the goal here is going to be to have farm area available. I wonder if there's a way to get rid of forestry. I'm coming into this slightly unprepared. To be perfectly honest. It's not how I usually play the game. Alright, so now there is a marginal amount of farmland here. This is called, I think it comes with more landscaping tools, if I'm not mistaken. I'll verify that and link it in the description, but it's a mod that allows you to paint the areas that you want. Let me see if I can get rid of that forestry area so I can paint some farm. Okay, so I figured it out on the fly. If you don't want a forestry area that remains from lock forestry being on from tree anarchy, all you have to do is paint trees over it and then delete the trees. The game just doesn't know you want to get rid of the forestry area until you actually delete a tree with lock forestry turned off. So even if you already deleted them, the whole internet says just delete the trees, and it's like, yeah, but so all this area, I want to remove that because there we go. Because we want to paint in our agriculture. So we can use this again, more landscaping tools, and now we can paint in agriculture. I might have to remove these buildings temporarily and do the tree trick actually too. But that should actually resolve it. Let's see. No? Here, I'll have to figure it out. Just a moment. Alright, things are happening. So I decided to just max this area out. These are all pear trees, so we're spec'd hard into the pear meta. I solved power by building a turbine here, which may or may not stick around. We'll see how this might unify naturally with buildings over time, but this'll get us by for now. So currently we're creating a lot of crops. Now that the thing has been solved, I had to remove the buildings that were there, add trees, delete the trees, paint farmland, fertile land, and then move on with my life. So we're creating 91 tons of crops. We are losing money, but that's okay because overall the city is very profitable. And we're going to level up over time. So maybe I'll leave it on 3 speed for a moment. And let's build some storage on this little road here. I think it would be smart to have, I guess grain silos are kind of the way to go. Small grain silo, large grain silo, Small barn. Let's do small grain silo for now. Oh, they are small, aren't they? That is a tiny grain silo. We'll just do a couple of these along the way. Yeah, sure. And actually, let's even just turn all of these roads into dirt roads, just so it's really apparent where the farm is occurring. We can make dirt roads all throughout this area. This is all for farmland. I don't know if it'll extend down into this area. This is a fairly large spot that I've picked here, but I think the pears look good. We'll give that some time, and then once we've met this condition, or actually here, we're going to level up in about 5 seconds, it looks like. We are producing lots of crops, by the way. Eventually, we will be able to turn those into things. Let's see what happens. Hey, we leveled up. There it is. We've done it. So we get more efficiency and less pollution. So far, I think this is a zero pollution operation at the moment. But let's see what buildings and what options that gives us, and we'll see if we can turn this all into farming stuff, and probably this area too. But let's see what we got. Small crop field we already had. Farm workers barracks. Okay, so these provide efficiency bonuses. Workers barracks. I wonder if the workers live... They could always live over here, off this main road. Let's hold off on the workers' barracks for now. Small fruit field. Small animal pasture. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the animal pastures back in. Well, either way, maybe it's not that kind of place. A flour mill, okay. The flour mill. Oddly enough, we don't have any regular fields yet, so I don't know if flour mill is necessarily appropriate. Cattle shed would convert crops into meat. Flour mill converts crops into flour. What's this one? The small barn is a storage, so just the same as these. It's another storage unit. And there's the large barn. Let's start getting some crop fields in. Let's just increase production for now. Increase crop production, and it would be nice if there were like a fruit processing place, but I suppose it doesn't matter. Or we can just pretend that the flour mill is a pear processing facility. We could always imagine that, I suppose. Actually, let's put processing up by the highway. Let's do this. So this continues back. Yep. And then processing. How big is this building? So I'm just going to put it there for measuring, but we're actually going to flip it around the other way in just a second. I forgot how weird the land gets over here. So we'll do that. It's not too bad. We can do a couple flour processing facilities. Let's pretend that they're pear processing. Let's pretend it's a pear canning facility. Let's go with that. Suspend your disbelief, please. Ooh. Oh. How do I feel about that? That's not really how I want it to go. Oh, if I had the foresight to build it one more unit bigger. Let's see, what else do we have? The cattle shed? No. Nothing else really applies. I would love to just do these. So maybe these actually just happen closer to the road, and we'll leave a bit of space. Or maybe there's a workers' barracks on the end here to fill the space in. Something like that. Maybe that's living quarters. Or the space doesn't have to be filled in is the other fact. Okay, here we go. That's not bad. I'll hang with that for now. It says not enough raw materials. We should see some getting shipped in. Oh, goodness. Are we importing? Yeah, I think it's trying to import a whole bunch of... Man, I don't really want to import anything if we can help it. But suddenly we're over here importing a bunch of stuff. I should just get rid of these grains. Honestly, if this is what happens, I'm over it. I'm over it. I take it all back. Just move on, everybody. Move on. We'll let that traffic disappear. If that's what building a bunch of grain silos causes, I'm okay not storing the goods, or maybe we'll figure something out over here, but there we go. The crops are turning into flour. We'll find another use. Maybe that will be for barracks instead. Small barn. Cattle shed. Where's the pasture again? Let's think about that. Pasture next to the house. Or maybe the road splits there. This can go anywhere. I'm fine with this literally going anywhere at all. Behind the main building, sure. Why not? And then these couple cattle pastures. Is that what they were called? Animal pastures, yeah. And then we'll build up from here at the very least to get behind them. At the very, very least. The bare minimum. They can eat the pears too. And eventually our supply chain will require us to find a use for this flour so we don't have to export all of it. But for now, I think we're well on our way to upgrading. Plenty of workers, plenty of resources. So far, so good. I think I'm going to call that good for today. We got the farm up and running. Give me some feedback on that. Let me know what you want to see in the layout or maybe the composition of the farm. We're about to unlock an extra tier of farm assets, of course, so let me know if you have any favorites there. What did we do? We did an interchange, we got the farm, we got it connected to the rest of the city. Now we'll have some proper industry, and next time we can start deleting the original industry, which is kind of in the middle of a residential area anyway, so we'll get that general industry out of there. But everyone, thank you so much for hanging out during building Benton. Really appreciate it. Feel free to join the Discord if you'd like. Certainly subscribe here if you like City Skylines videos. I also stream twice a week on Twitch. That's all I've got for today. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. I've been Yumble. I'll see you in the next stream or the next video.